What's up, good people? It's been a long time, but your boy's here. It's been a real long time. But like I said, I've been busy with other things outside of YouTube and being a content creator but here I am. And welcome, welcome to Inconspicuous Thoughts, baby. And I am, say it with me, the unapologetic, notorious Ace Mob. And before we get started, how everybody doing on this fine, beautiful day? Hey, no matter what's ailing you, baby, we're here to have a good time. Sit back, relax, and have a good time. So, what are we reacting to today? Well, we're reacting to classic hip hop, best no limit records. And boy, I know we all remember back in the days, in the mid 90s to to early 2000, definitely 98. It was all about No Limit, baby, the tank. Everybody was out there, make them say, I'm a no limit soldier. All those great songs. I was definitely part of that. Let me tell you, I'm legit, people. These are literal CDs. I am legit when I say I'm no limit, baby. I still have physical copy discs, baby. This is one of my personal favorite, Unladylike by Mama Mia or Mia X. To all of y'all, Cain and Abel, very first one. Um, and then of course Silk the Shocker debut album. I mean, so when I say I'm a no limit soldier, baby, I'm no limit soldier. I definitely love No Limit Records. Just the beauty of it all. Unfortunately, their story goes bleak after they moved on from Beats by the Pound. But I also got Snoop Last Meal. It ain't in that list. I mean, in this disc that I have here, but I have all that stuff in. So in the comments, let me know what's your best No Limit album. When you think about it, you got the I'm Bout It. Got the I'm Bout It soundtrack. I think it's the West Coast compilation. I can't remember the name of the album. Of course, you got TRU True. Of course, C Murder, that debut album. I love that album. So enough rambling. Let's get on in here. Of course, make sure you all go over, and hope I say it right. Culturalist Theory. Go off to their page. They got 14.8k subscribers. So again, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like and comment, baby. Let's interact with each other. So no more talk. Let's get it going.
What's good, theorists? CJ Williams tapping in. This video goes out to my true tank dogs out there. Today, we're ranking the top 10 No Limit albums of all time. Yes, we're including soundtracks, compilations, and group albums, so anything goes. We wanted to make the list diverse, so you will not see multiple projects by one artist. So sorry, there won't be 4P albums on this top 10 list. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons and cop a tee from the merch shop to support the channel. With that
Okay,
out the
support
way,
the
let's
boy.
get to it. Number 10, Snoop Dogg, The
Okay,
Last
there it
Meal.
is, that
The
last
last
meal.
great No Limit album really didn't sound like a No Limit album at all. With production from legends like Dr. Dre, Timbaland, and Scott Storch, you won't hear Beats by the Pound production until the second to last track. During a time when the Tank's run had all but come to an end, Snoop dropped his best work since his debut. Switching sounds from his first No Limit project proved to be successful as he saved the best effort for his last label album. The unsung hero on the project is West Coast crooner Cocaine, who appears on multiple records bodying them all.
Okay, I don't want to keep pausing, but on this, but what do y'all think about Snoop running No Limit? That first one, the game is to be sold, not to be told. I believe that was the title. I had that one as well. It's one of the many discs I had. I actually thought the CD was good. Make them say roof muck. That was a bad track. I'm sorry. So it was a good album to me, but I know a lot of people didn't like it too much. But I think most of it was just hating because he wasn't under, Death Row Records anymore. So I always wonder, was the hate because he wasn't with Death Row anymore? So, but I thought it was a good one. Top Dog, I believe, was the second one. That was another good one as well. But then that last meal, ooh, that last meal was sexy, baby. Make me want to go play it right now. But yes, I do have that disc, people. I promise you. So, I mean, again, it's always to in the eye of the beholder. But I really love Snoop under Death, not Death Row, the No Limit.
Bangers include Wrong Idea, Stacey Adams, and Lay Low. Special shout out to Set It Off, which should sound very familiar to And One mixtape fans. Uncle Snoop credited P for giving him the game and keeping his name afloat after falling out with Death Row. Top Dog, followed by this, gave Snoop's No Limit run a positive spin after getting off to a shaky start. Number 9, Mystical, Unpredictable. Another big name free agent. While not as known nationwide like Snoop, Mystical had built up a strong buzz for himself in the Big
right
Easy.
here,
His No Limit debut is regarded as his best of the 3 Tank releases by most fans. Setting the tone early, Mystical was granted a highly sought-after Soulja song, Born to Be a Soldier, which kicks off this No Limit fan favorite. Lyrically one of the Tank's best and certainly the most animated, Mystical spits firecracker flows and rapid rhymes across the 17-track LP. Bangers include Ain't No Limit, Still Smoking, and The Man Right Chill. Notably, this was the first No Limit album to sport a feature from fellow free agent Snoop Dogg on Gangsters. Speaking of features, they're uncharacteristically low for a No Limit project, with only the Colonel, Silk, and Mia X representing the Tank here outside of the Soulja song. Thankfully, the man...
All right, now let's talk about Mystical right now, because unfortunately everybody know the situation with Mystical. He's currently in prison, I believe, for SA. For those of you who know what SA is, just we're on YouTube, so you got to say certain words. When listen, I'm going to take all what his current situation is. Was No Limit their biggest star? I'm sorry, was Mystical the biggest star for No Limit? I know a lot of people. Ooh, when No Limit, I keep saying No Limit. When Mystical verse on Make 'Em Say hit, oh, I don't care who you are, everybody, let's do it. I can't say it, so I'm not even gonna act. But when that verse hit, it took that song to a whole nother level. So is Mystical the bad boy? Is he the one? I know a lot of people got their favorites for No Limit, but for me, I love Fiend. Fiend was man. Fiend was it. But of course, Silk the Shocker. I'm one of those fans of Silk the Shocker. I know a lot of people hated on Silk. They say he definitely copied a lot of Mystical stuff, but that's the beauty of the game. So what do y'all think? Mystical's it or not? Let me know in the comments.
Name Michael Tyler is fully capable of doing the heavy lifting on this down south classic. Number 8, Soulja Slim, Give It to Him Raw. The day we make a list regarding the realest artist on No Limit, we can tell you now Soulja Slim would be top 2, and he's not 2. Give It to Him Raw, the debut album from the artist.
I don't know too much about Soulja Slim, so I'm not gonna lie. I don't know too much about him.
Dodging death and write letters from behind the wall. Even though more than half of the 20 tracks have features, it's not noticeable. Mainly because Slim's style is very unique to him and his talent stand out even on a crowded Tank. Joints like Imagine, You Ain't Never Seen, and What's Up, What's Happening slap today like it's 1998. But if we had a time machine, we tell fam to cut that No Limit party track, take those same features, and just make a Soulja song. Slim never appeared on one, much less had his own, and that's a damn shame. Number 7, C Murder.
Okay, there we go. That Life or Death, baby, man. That C Murder. I'll get back to C Murder in a second. But again, when you think about No Limit, like I said, I don't know too much about Soulja Slim. Before he joined the Tank, he was Magnolia Slim. So I know he had the song with Juvenile, Slow Motion, which was huge. Unfortunately, it was after his untimely death or passing. But I don't know too much about him. But my brother, Boss, Boss Man, he'll be like, "Yo, man, Soulja Slim was it, baby." And like I said, I got to do some more research on him, dig into his discography, and really see what all the hoopla was about. But when we look at this, when we look at what's on the screen now, this right here is the sexiness, to my opinion. That Life or Death, baby. Picture me a true real nigga gonna die. Real is gonna ride. Yeah. Let's go, baby.
For death. After memorable verses on True to the Game, Ghetto D, and Charger to the Game, March 17th, 1998 finally saw the third Miller brother get his first crack at a solo project. The anticipation was through the roof, with expectations met, if not exceeded, with this 26-track epic Life or Death. Standouts like A Kick Dough, Don't Play No Games, and Where I'm From were instant classics in the eyes of No Limit heads. I don't know about you, but I still remember the moment I heard his Soulja song, the amply titled Soldiers. A top 3 Soulja song at worst, if you ask your mans. With so many tracks and it being a 98 No Limit release, you already know the features were plentiful.
Yes, sir.
Thankfully, most of them shine. From Fiend on Cluckers, Soulja Slim on Ghetto Ties, and Gotti on Survival of the Fittest, the co-stars definitely understood the assignment. If there was a knock on the album, it would be the glaring influence Tupac had on C. It's pretty clear he was a fan, and if you said that takes away from the experience, we wouldn't fault you.
No.
But come on, there's 1,000 artists who took a page from the Pac book, so let's not trip too much. Number 6, Young Bleed, My Balls and My Word. Although Bleed would appear on Vlad TV and say his debut
Young Bleed, that's one that I missed. So again, listen, if you are a true No Limit soldier, you know the artist. School your boy in the comment section. So Young Bleed, My Balls and My Word. That's the name of his album. My Balls and My Word. We all live by that, especially our words. Let's get it.
technically didn't release under No Limit.
Like, I was literally today years old when I realized that was not a No Limit album.
Right. The world's still figuring that out right now, Vlad.
Wikipedia and the giant gold-plated tank on the back cover say differently. Plus, there's no way in hell we're making a No Limit.
Okay, he said that wasn't a No Limit album, even though it's got the tank on the back?
Mostly
Okay.
by Happy Perez, with only sprinkles of the Beats by the Pound sound, My Balls and My Word would be an instant classic after its January 98 release. The varied production mixed with his semi-lazy, laid-back flow contrasted nicely with more boisterous artists like Mystical, Fiend, and P. The Day They Made Me Boss, Lil Papa Got a Brand New Bag, and Time So Hard are just a few of the many standouts. Bleed would go on to drop several other projects, but none would hit quite like this one. Actually, you could say that about most No Limit artists. Yo, chalk it up to P overseeing or right time, right place, but the fact is many artists' best releases came under his watch. Number 5, TRU.
TRU,
Sandwiched
to the
in
game,
between
baby.
2 classic double albums, with 1996's All Eyes on Me and Life After Death dropping a month after this. Sometimes True to the Game can get overshadowed. Understandably so, those are 2 phenomenal albums by some of hip-hop's best talent. But let's give this double disc its flowers too. The impact on this album was huge for No Limit. It was the first top 10 debut for the Tank, coming in at number 8 on the Billboard 200, spawned a rap chart hit in I Always Feel Like, a Down South club hit in Free Codes, and introduced the iconic Soulja song with No Limit Soldiers. The bangers are endless, but we will say several Soldiers make appearances, but none more than P and Silk. They're on almost every song, so if you're not a fan of them, then your placement of this album may be slightly different. Still, slaps like Swamp Nigga, They Can't Stop Us, and Pop Goes My Nine plant this album firmly for us in the top 5. Number 4, the I'm Bout It soundtrack. That was a
Now there it is, that I'm Bout It soundtrack. I also had the movie. I didn't have the soundtrack, believe it or not, but the movie I did. I'm Bout It is what we would like to call like it had a budget obviously, but it still was a blaxploitation style film. It was a lot of, I don't know, a lot of saying this is what happened, but I feel like they put a lot of Hollywood to it. Trying to mix it with a little realism, but yo, I can't hate on it. I know a lot of people say Master P wasn't that good of a rapper, Silk the Shocker. Listen, it's all in the eyes of the beholder, because a lot of people in hip hop now, they're just in it for the hip hop side of it. They're not MCs. They're hip hop. They're flowing, as we would say. So I can't hate on it. I know a lot of people, a lot of real MCs out there didn't really care for it, but I loved it. I loved it. I mean, like I said, Ghetto D. This CD right here slapped. This CD slapped. And I know to each their own, but yo, let's just get back to it. Enough talk.
brief discussion among the CT collective on whether we would count soundtracks for this list. That talk was brief for an obvious reason. This soundtrack is stupid fire. P assembled Tank members and called in favors from his Cali compadres to put together the perfect balance of down south hustlers and West Coast bad boys. Yo, where do we start? Well, the first song is Meal Ticket, which features P, UGK, and A-Ball MJG. Can we interest you in that? We've heard this song 1,000 times and still don't know who had the hardest verse. And where were collab albums back then when we needed them? That UGK, Ball, and G collab project? Would've went crazy. Yo, we get early looks from new soldiers, Fiend and Mystical, making only their second appearance on the Tank project. Anybody want to take a guess which album they showed up on first? I'll give you a clue. It's the same project. Okay, that wasn't really much of a clue, but leave a comment if you know. We'll pin the first comment that gets it right to the top. EA Ski, E40, Be Legit, and JT the Bigger Figure hold it down for the West Coast, while Young Bleed and even Sons of Funk give us No Limit classics and How You Do That and Pushing Inside of You respectively. Yo, seriously, more respect needs to be put on this
that's a banger of a
soundtrack. And
soundtrack.
yes, that top 10 soundtrack list is being worked on. Not having this on there would be blasphemous. Number 3.
There it
Master P,
is.
Ghetto D. The album that officially...
Yes. Salute your boys. That Ghetto D, well, Ghetto Dope. Man. I mean, just looking at the track list, you know, Let's Get 'em, I Miss My Homies, We Riders, Throw It Up, Something to Do, or Trying to Do Something, Plan B, Weed and Money, Captain Kirk, Stop Hating, Eyes on Your Enemies, Make 'em Say, or Make Say, They don't say Make 'em Say, It's just Make Say, So maybe that's a typo. Going Through Some Things, Only Time Will Tell, After Dollars, No Cents, Gangsters Need Love, Pass Me the Green, Come and Get Some, Bourbon and Lace. Man, that CD was on. Masterpiece, baby.
officially put the Tank on the map, Master P's 6th album was The Charm. P and No Limit as a whole remain a divisive topic. Depending on who you're speaking to, the trapper turned rapper may represent what's wrong with hip-hop, music being more of a hustle than an art form, while others would defend it tooth and nail, calling it an undeniable classic. Well, if you've been watching this channel, then you know where we stand. Ghetto Dope is littered with slaps like the title track, Let's Get 'em, and We Riders right out the gate. The feature-heavy project could have easily been the third disc at the end of the True to the Game album, as Silk is on double-digit songs and damn near every soldier gets a 16. Turns out that was a marketing play because the following year we'd get music from all of the above. Who needs a big-time feature when you have a roster this loaded anyway? Yo, if it's been a minute, do yourself a favor next time you hop in the whip, close your eyes and just reminisce on September 1997.
Yes, sir.
Crank up that Gangsters Need Love, then chase it with Come and Get Some, then close out with Bourbons and Lax.
Yes.
What a time to be alive. Number 2, Mac, World War III.
Number 2. Okay, so here's another debate. Here's another debate that I hear a lot when I talk to people who are real old heads. I guess you can call those real old heads. So you got Mac and you got Fiend. So that's World War III. I don't remember what his other album is, but I know you had Street Life and there's a Fiend and there's one in every family. Fiend's debut album. I believe that was the name of it. Let me check right quick. Yeah, there's one in every family. So me, I'm a Fiend fan. So I always say he's number one. So I hope Fiend's number one. There's no way he can't be number one. But let's finish it out and then we'll talk. All right, let's go.
Yep, World War III over Shell Shock. By no means was this an easy decision, so if you have it swapped, we're not going to argue you down.
Okay, so
But just
Shell Shock
consider
is the
this
name
for a
of his
second.
first one.
World War III dropped in late 1999, which, if you know the story of the tank, was somewhere between the beginning of the end and, well, the end. Several high-profile artists had left, including Beats by the Pound, the production crew responsible for the last 50 or so projects. So the chips were stacked against Mac, who still managed to drop a classic that has more depth and layers than his previous classic, Shell Shocked, while still maintaining the production level that we're used to. Thought-provoking joints like Father's Day, Can You Love Me, and Genocide give this project a completely different vibe from previous No Limit albums. Not to mention the Camouflage Assassin eerily predicting his own future on Lockdown. We could go on about Mac and Mia's chemistry on You Never Know, or P and Company clapping back at Pastor Troy on We Deadly, but we don't want to keep you from getting the numero uno. But just know, this World War III was special. Number 1,
Yes.
Street Life. Another impossible decision
The
between
Fiend,
one
baby.
artist with 2 No Limit albums. Fiend is responsible for a duo of complete bangers. Street Life gets the nod by the slimmest of margins over There's One in Every Family for similar reasons as Mac. Another 99 drop. Enough can't be said about how the train came to a screeching halt and feelings for projects were waning by the day. Luckily for Capital F.I., he got the last pack of Beats by the Pound production, as there were no more once this dropped. Speaking of production, it's superb, and many joints sound nothing like anything the Tank had put out. Show me another song like Heart of the Ghetto Boy or Waiting on God from any prior No Limit album. I'll wait. Features were kept to a relative minimum, with Mia, Mystical, and Magic pulling up, but Mostly that's it. Not even a Master P appearance. A super rare occasion for a No Limit project. It's a shame Mac isn't featured here either, or that Fiend isn't on World War III for that matter. Outside of that, this
Wow.
album is damn near flawless. With a catalog as deep as No Limits, we already know no two lists will look the same. So let's
Right.
put that theory to the test and comment with your personal favorite top 10 No Limit albums down below. Now, don't forget, the first person
All
to
right.
comment the first appearance from Fiend and Mystical on a No Limit album gets their comment pinned to the top. And again, it's on the same project. Now, make sure you like and subscribe.
All right. Hey, that was a bad list. That was a bad old good school list. And I don't mean bad as in terrible. No, that was a good list. Like I said, there's what was it, young blood or whatever it was his name is. I'm sorry, I don't at me. I've never heard that one. Of course, Soldier Slim, I've not heard his project as well. Uh Now that Fiend album, I've not heard that one as well. So I got his debut one. Love it. So like I said, I'm No Limit till I die, baby. I just love No Limit. They released that summer. They just released seemed like an album every weekend, and plus you got so much value. We're talking about some of their albums had 26 tracks. It had 20 or more tracks on there. So think about that. You put that tape or the CD in, and you could just let it ride, let it play. You know, I don't know too many labels or CDs or anything being released now, unless you're really a fan of the individual or group that you could just put anything in and just let play. Like me, obviously Outkast, some of that old school Wu-Tang stuff. So I ain't gonna make this too long. So hey, again, what did you think of the video? Don't forget to follow what's that? Culturalist Theory. So it'll be a link in the description to the video, and so you can click on that and then go to their page and follow. And don't forget to give me a follow. Subscribe to your boy. Hit that like button, working hard, and comment. What is your favorite No Limit artist or No Limit CD? Or what's the best song you remember? I don't care when it first came out. I don't care if it's now. I don't care if you're an original. I don't care if you're new. Just show some love for it. I mean, the tank lives forever, baby. So I'm gonna wrap this up with a hey, thank you again for coming through. Inconspicuous thoughts, baby. We love the old and we love the new that keeps coming back watching the content. But hey, if you haven't heard it from anybody else, listen, I'm gonna switch it up because you matter. No matter what, you matter. Somewhere out there, someone loves you, someone needs you. Whether it's family member, a friend, whoever it is, you are loved. So you are needed. So no matter what struggles you're going through in your life, just know there's someone that has your back and they're with you as well as you are for someone else. So no matter what, people, always remember to stay humble and kind. Love, baby.